Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem HaKakwadash. Yahweh being named the Heavenly Father, meaning He is, He exists. Ba'in, Ha'adah, Shem, name. Yahushai being named Only Begotten Son, meaning He delivers, He saves. HaKakwadash, Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, great most, never will. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. Shalom and above all. Back at it with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. Lord willing, the video was edifying. And this is just a testimony. Alright, yesterday I was on the phone with a brother. And, as we was chopping it up, I seen a truck drive by. And it was a UPS truck. And on the back of the truck, it was, it said FJB. Okay. And then I was like, what does FJB stand for? And then the spirit hit me and I understood what it meant. FJB pretty much means, F word or explicitive Joe Biden. Okay. F Joe Biden. And I was like, oh snap. And in that same instance, I seen another car that was parked up, completely different car. All right, but in the same vicinity, in the back of the car, the bumper had a sticker that said F explicitive Putin. Okay, so that right there goes to show you that spirit of sedition is in the planet Earth, man. Okay, and that is biblical prophecy, man. Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai warned us of these times that we're in. So the reason why I'm doing a lesson on this, it might seem so simple. Those two different things might seem simple and like, okay, what's that mean? But you have to understand the spirit behind it, Ultimately, that spirit is the spirit of sedition, and that's biblical prophecy right there, man. Okay? 2nd Ezra 15, starting at verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. You see? So these are the times that we're coming into. Woe meaning destruction. All right? And destruction is coming upon this planet Earth, man. And it's coming via or through the wrath of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, through Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai's judgment. Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai is judging this place with evil destructions and judgments because of this place's wickedness, man. It's exceeding polluted. All right? And that's why, you can't put your confidence in this place. You can't put your confidence in Babylon, because everything that you see all around you is going to be up in flames, man. All right? If you're on the land of Babylon, aka America, which is known as Babylon the Great, mother of all harlots, mystery Babylon, everything you see around you is going to go up in flames, man, via ICBM nuclear missiles. And the smoke is going to reach up to the heavens. It's going to block out the sky. It's going to darken the sun, the moon, and the stars, man. All right? Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai is getting ready to bring terrible judgment to this place. So this is a sign of the Lord's return. These things have to come to pass before the Lord comes, before He returns. And a part of those things which have to come to pass is sedition amongst men. But also in Jacob's trouble, that's going to be a time of complete anarchy, man. So, when all hell is breaking loose, they're going to initiate martial law. And people already, for the most part, a lot of people don't already trust the government. Okay, a lot of people are waking up to the BS of the system. They don't trust the government. So people already are on edge. So how much more when their government, so to speak, is forcing them into FEMA camps? Forcing them to take a radio frequency identification tag inside their bodies. These things are coming down the pipeline, man. So knowing that, we got to be on point in the spirit, man. Okay? Now it says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Yeah, so a lot of people are going to be at odds with each other here in these last days. Like the Lord said, He set every man's hand against his neighbor, man. these are the times that we're coming into. You know, everybody might be happy-go-lucky now and cool with each other now, but in these times that we're coming into, people are going to be fighting over each other to see who can eat their baby. You know, who can eat their last can of beans or loaf of bread, because there will be a famine as well, man. And guess what? You know, that's all planned by Yahweh Shemashai, but also those who are running this planet Earth, man. Okay, whom Yahweh Shemashai has been given dominion to. These wicked elites, man. But nonetheless, you know, this all has to happen before Yahweh Shemashai comes back. So this is just another sign of the Lord's return, man. It says, and one people shall stand up and fight against another. You know, you can even apply that with the Egyptians, you know, versus the Egyptians, man. You're going to have a lot more civil unrest going on in these countries, man. And you're going to have a lot more people who shoot forth their passion of hate, okay, due to civilized reasons, so to speak. And when I'm saying civilized, I'm saying in a flat-out manner, race wars, you know, class wars, okay, people coming up against the government. You know, what you've seen with the Capitol, you know, that's a small scale of what's getting ready to happen, man. All right, and people are not going to be calling 911 in these upcoming times, because 911 is going to be too worried about saving their own ass, man. Okay, much less, you know, calling for what they consider to be petty or minor crimes. You know, you're not going to be able to call the police unless it's a big crime, like murder or something. You know? Now it says, is second address. So that's the point, you know what I'm saying? So knowing that we're coming into these times, man, you know, that spirit of sedition, that's going to be on a high level too, because, you know, people aren't going to be able to trust their own government, because their own government are going to be trying to put them to death, man. Their own government are going to look at them as enemies of war, man. Okay? So, 2 Ezra 15 and 16, it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Yeah, meaning what? People are going to be sedition among men. All right, let's go into the word sedition real quick, Lord willing. All right, this is sedition in the Google definition from Oxford Languages. It says sedition.
Sedition.
Conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. Okay? So pretty much, you know, people who go against the government. Okay? What does sedition mean in simple terms? It says incitement of resistance to or insurrection. Okay? It says incitement of resistance to or insurrection against lawful authority, man. All right? So people are going to be going at odds with the government more and more here in these last days. So to see that written on the back of that UPS truck, FJB, you know, it sparked my spirit like, oh snap, that's sedition amongst men, man, through the spirit of power of Yahweh Shemashai. So the Wadi Yahweh Shemashai, the Lord is showing us that we're at the end, man. So, you know, all these signs that the Lord is giving us, man, Jacob's trouble will be here any day now, man. Okay? You know, right now it kind of feels like you're living life on a hamster wheel. You wake up, got to go to Babylon, got to get to work, you know what I'm saying, deal with whatever things you usually deal with throughout the week. But there's going to be one day where we don't end up going back to work, man. All right? There's going to be one day where, you know, you're not going to wake up and you're not going to live your quote-unquote normal life anymore, man. It's going to be completely different. Okay, and it's going to be way different than from when the first lockdown came around, man. And this is all the will of Yahweh Shemashai. And it says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Invading one another. You're going to have a lot more home invasions, a lot more people invading each other's belongings and goods, robbing each other, kidnapping, murdering, okay, breaking in. And it says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So not regarding the kings or the princes meaning a lack of reverence. So going back to that spirit of sedition, okay, and it says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power, meaning what? Everybody's going to be taking matters into their own hands, so to speak, for lack of better words. Okay, and that's anarchy. That's complete anarchy. Anarchy will be happening here in these streets, man, of America very, very soon. Let me get that word, anarchy. Okay.
Anarchy.
And it says a state of disorder due to absence of non-recognition of authority. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes. Okay? To regard means to have recognition for something, you know? You have regard for it. Okay? But it says right here, a state of disorder due to absence or non-recognition of authority. So they shall not regard their kings nor princes. That's anarchy, man. And you're going to see that happen in these streets. It's going to be looking like the purge out here, man. And Yahweh Shemashai, he's given us the warning from all this, man. The Lord has given us pretty much the insider stock trading, so to speak. Like, you know how you have people who specialize in informing people to invest in certain stocks that they know is going to blow up? Well, it's the same thing in the spirit. The Lord, he has given us a sure word of prophecy, as it says in the Gospels, you know, in the New Testament. All right, let me get that real quick, Lord willing. 2 Peter 1:19, it says, we have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as a light that shineth in a dark place until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts. Okay, so that prophecy, you know, is sure. Okay, the Lord's words are faithful and true. Going back to 2nd Ezra 15, starting from the top. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. You see? So we have a more sure word of prophecy. Be it what? That is for sure going to come to pass. The Most High is not a man that he should lie. Okay? The Lord's word will not return unto him void. It's going to accomplish that which he pleases. You know, where he sends it, roughly paraphrases. So everything that Yahweh Shemashai has prophesied and set up in the spirit, you know, we're seeing it come to pass, man. Like the scriptures say, at the end it shall speak and not lie. All right? We're seeing the prophecies be fulfilled, man. So, you know, you would do well. It would behoove you to take heed to the words of Yahweh Shemashai, the prophecies, because they will come to pass, man. So knowing that all hell is getting ready to break loose in these streets, you know, how do you protect yourself? How do you protect your family? You know what I'm saying? How do you survive that, so to speak? You know, and you might think to yourself, okay, I'm gonna get guns. I'm gonna get canned goods. I'm gonna buy a bug out bag. You know, I'm gonna get ammunition and stuff like that. And you could think that way, but at the end of the day, that's not gonna save you, man. Okay, that's not gonna save you. What's gonna save you from this destruction is Yahweh Shemashai's favor and mercy upon you. Nothing else. All right, because there's many mighty men who have died with a gun in their hands. Okay, and people can get, you know, canned goods and make themselves a bunker and store up their treasures, so to speak, you know, their carnal treasures for the days of evil to come. But guess what? What are you going to do when all hell breaks loose and you don't got that stuff on you and you can't go back to your house because martial law troops already invaded your door? What are you going to do then? You know, you're SOL, man. So what are you going to do then, man? You're going to starve? You know, you're going to give in, you're going to cave in, you're going to take that RFID implant. All right. You know, that's why you got to fear Yahweh Shemashai, because so many different scenarios, and you could sit here and try to say, yes, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, that, and the third. But ultimately, man, you can't escape the Lord's judgment. So let's say you did pack canned goods, you know, and you had something to eat for a certain amount of time. Okay. Guess what? Eventually that food going to run out, man. Or eventually you're going to need to leave wherever you're at. For whatever reason, the Lord might have it set up in the spirit. And what are you going to do then? You know, let's say you did have a gun. Okay, eventually you're going to run out of bullets. You know? And shit, guns can jam. Guns can break. They're carnal devices, so to speak, man. All right. But ultimately, you know, the fear of the Lord, all right, that's the most profitable thing you could be doing here in these last times. Fearing Yahweh Shemashai, man, because nothing else is really going to matter in that day. Okay. And let's say you had everything, you know, you had all that you needed. Okay. But now you can't go to the hospital anymore because, you know, you want to live off the grid. You ain't trying to live on Esau's grid, because, you know, if you live on Esau's grid, you're going to have to bow down to him. Okay, but guess what? You get hurt, you get nicked, you get cut, or whatever. You don't got the right supplies to take care of that. Next thing you know, you get an infection or whatever, man. You might bleed out. And man, there's so many different ways Yahweh Shemashai make people run into a trick bag, man. You know? So it's just like, at the end of the day, you could think, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get a lot of money. I'm going to flee the country. The Lord already knows all that, man. You can't run from the Lord's judgment. You can't run, neither can you hide. Wherever you're at in the planet Earth, guess what? Yahweh Shemashai's presence is right there, knowing where you're at, man. Okay? That's why the scripture say the day of the Lord is as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or leaned his hand on the wall. All right, fled from the bear, went to the house, leaned his hand on the wall, and the serpent bit him, man. So, you know, that's why the scriptures say on the second Ezra as well, like the ones who are in the field get killed by the sword, or the ones who are in the city get killed by the famine, roughly paraphrasing. You know? Ezekiel 7 and 15, it says, the sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him, man. Yeah, going to show you what, you can't run. You can't run, man. Okay, you could try all you want, but you can't run. Now it says, 2 Ezra 15 and 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay? Yeah, that's another reason why you're not going to be able to be traveling, because these cities are going to be locked down. There's going to be checkpoints with martial law troops, man. And majority of the time, they're not going to let you just roam free. You know, they're going to throw you in a detention center, in a FEMA camp. Bear with me. All right. Now it says, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. See? So that's the point right there. People are going to be destroying one another, man, because this famine that's going to come, that great tribulation. All right? So, you know, that's the point. That's the point on that right there. And also, you know, to have these American citizens, so to speak, saying these things about their ruler, that's prophecy too. Yahushua spoke about Satan being divided against Satan. You got a lot of Edomites that are not getting along with each other here in these last days. That's because the Lord is putting them curses back on these devils, man. It's the same curses that were put on us. He's putting those curses on them. Deuteronomy 30:7. You know, and as he's putting those curses on them, he's lifting them up off of us, slowly but surely. And a part of those curses is that your eye will be evil towards your brother. So just like how the tribes don't always get along, well, guess what? Esau's going to start to see how that feels like, man. All right? This is Matthew 12, starting at verse 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? That's right. So if Satan casting out Satan, like the Lord said, he will raise the Egyptians against the Egyptians, man. And the modern day Egyptians, spiritually speaking, is Esau, Edom. Okay, because they're ruling over the nation of Israel with oppression, just like back in ancient Egypt. Isaiah 19:2, it says, I'll start from the top. Isaiah 19:1, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. That swift cloud is the chariots. Okay, You know, scripture say he maketh his cloud chariot. Revelation 1:7, behold, he cometh with clouds. Exodus 13:21, the cloud by day, pillar of fire by night. Okay, because the chariots, they have the capability to cloak themselves in the form of a cloud. You know, Esau calls it a lenticular cloud, which is basically a cloud that's shaped like a UFO. All right, more than likely, if you see a cloud like that, more than likely it is a so-called UFO, which they're not necessarily UFOs. They're known as the chariots of Israel, the chariots of Yahweh Hashem El Shai, the chariots of the Most High, man. But moving forward, it says, and shall come into Egypt, aka America, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. So all these major cities, you know, they're pretty much like idols, man. You know, you got the Washington Monument. That's actually an Egyptian idol. That Washington Monument is really an Egyptian obelisk. So that goes to show you that this is Egypt all over again. Okay, you have an area in Babylon called Memphis, which Memphis is actually in Egypt. And the Statue of Liberty, matter of fact, I remember somebody put me on to this. The Statue of Liberty actually was supposed to be delivered to Egypt, but it got delivered over here to America, man. So that's not a coincidence, man. Okay? You know, it's all spiritual. But anyways, it says, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Meaning what? That they're going to melt mentally, but they're also going to melt physically, man, via the ICBM nuclear missiles. And it says, verse 2, it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom, man. That's what you're getting ready to see down the pipeline. People aren't going to just be fighting with their own neighbors, but they're also going to be fighting with their own authority, man, their own government. You know, so that's a form of the Egyptians versus the Egyptians, man. So I just wanted to touch on that through the spirit, okay? You know, Yahweh Hashem El Shai is getting ready to shut this place down, man. So knowing that this is all coming down the pipeline, we got to start moving with more fear, all right, and locking it into the spirit, man, and really praying to Yahweh Hashem El Shai in continuance, man, and hoping the Lord have mercy on us, man. You know, and if you're doing the right thing by Yahweh Hashem El Shai to the best of your abilities, you'll have confidence in the day of judgment. You know, scripture say perfect love cast out fear, roughly paraphrasing. You know, he that feareth is not made perfect in love, because fear hath torment. So pretty much, if you're afraid of everything that's coming, you know, which you should have a certain level of fear for it, because, you know, hey, Yahweh Hashem El Shai is terrible. That should make you afraid. But if you fear the Lord more, all right, that's what matters, you know, not being in that fearful spirit of being a coward, you know, but rather fearing Yahweh Hashem El Shai, man. All right, if your love is perfected in Yahweh Hashem El Shai, you're not going to be afraid of these times to come. You're going to rejoice, matter of fact. Okay, matter of fact, let me see if I can get this real quick, Lord willing. Hey, because the scriptures say how the elect is going to laugh at destruction and famine. Job 5, you know, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. You see? Why? Because they've been living upright. So they know that Yahweh Hashem El Shai is going to take care of them. You know, Psalms 37 says how they're going to be satisfied in the evil time, in the days of famine. You know, the elect are going to be satisfied, man. Psalms 112, starting at verse 6, it says, surely he shall not be moved forever. The righteous shall be in everlasting remembrance. He shall not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord. His heart is established. He shall not be afraid until he see his desire upon his enemies, man. That's right. Okay? So that's the point, man. And it says, verse 9, it says, he hath dispersed and he hath given to the poor. His righteousness endureth forever. His horn shall be exalted with honor. It says, the wicked shall see it and be grieved. He shall gnash with his teeth and melt away. The desire of the wicked shall perish, man. So that's the point right there. You know, so we're giving to the poor now by doing this work, by pushing forth this word, because we're really feeding the nation of Israel, all right, which is known as the poor. Okay, now every now and then the spirit might be on you to help a homeless person, but you know, most of them homeless people, they ain't living right, spiritually speaking, man. You know, so scriptures say to help not a sinner, so you got to be mindful of who you're going out your way to help. Okay, but as far as those who are in good standing with Yahweh Hashem El Shai, man, you can help them all day. you know, as long as the Lord allows. But anyways, you know, the point has been made. Lord, may Yahweh Shemashai continue to watch over and bless all the members of the elect, and, you know, the sincere brothers and sisters out there. All right, and you know, may Yahweh Shemashai abad Babal, man. Destroy Babylon, man. Okay? Hey, Shalom.